Hi, this is Ilma Art Studios photograph for today. That is a train station in one of the tourist train that goes around the Dufferin area. And I'm so proud that I live in a town where we have this. Hi, thanks. I'm sorry. Check my website at ilmaarts.com for more artworks and photographs. Today I'd like to share Galatians 5 verse 4. It says, "For if you are trying to make yourselves right with God by keeping the law, you have been cut off from Christ. You have fallen away from God's grace." Here's my poem. Falling away from God's grace. When you committed your life to Jesus Christ, you will be showered with His grace in life. You need not keep on following rules. Openly receive His mercy, grace, and His truth. You will be falling away from God's grace right away when you obsessively follow the law always. You will be denying yourself of all His blessings. Walk in love instead of keeping the law strictly. Here's my essay. Are you a stickler to rules? Do you follow the law just so you can be right with the Lord? I used to be legalistic and follow the commandments so I can feel right with myself and with God. I didn't know I lived in the Old Testament just following the 10 Commandments and abiding by it for the sake of being saved. Romans 13:10 says that love is the fulfillment of the law. And in Matthew 22:36-40 it says we are given the highest commandment to love God first and our neighbors as ourselves. It states that love rules over law. When we do things out of just obeying the law, we lose out on what is more important, which is love. We fall away from God's grace when we prioritize law over love. Prayer. Lord, let me follow your commands out of love and not just out of duty. Reflection. How can we avoid falling out of grace? If we focus on the cross and what Jesus did to save us from sin, I think we will be in the right track as to focusing on the mercy and the blessing and the grace that He gave us even though we're still sinners. Can you imagine someone saving you when you don't deserve it? That's what Jesus did for us. Even though we're still sinners and even though we haven't totally accepted Him in our lives, He still pursues us and He still wants us to be saved and to be joined with Him in His kingdom. So I was raised to believe that I can earn my salvation, and in the church that I used to go to, we were never given the truth that only in God's grace can we have anything that we actually are experiencing. So the more I work by following the law to be saved, the more I fall out of His grace. That's what this verse is saying. So I just warn you that if you're a legalistic person like I was for so long, I warn you to try and seek wisdom as to what grace is, because grace is undeserved favor. You don't have to do anything so that you will deserve it, because God gives it to all of us. But it's still our choice whether we're going to accept it or whether we're going to turn it down. And if we turn it down, we lose up ending. We end up losing what He has promised us. But if we do what it says, what God's Word says, then we are able to get more favor and blessings. Thanks for watching. I hope you check my website at ilmaarts.com for more artworks and photographs. Have yourself a wonderful day. Live in God's grace.